Ladies and gentlemen, let me share something that might sting a little, but trust me, it's the honest truth. Nobody cares. The world has its own worries, and people are busy chasing their own dreams. When you're waiting for someone to notice you, to cheer for you, to hold your hand, and lead you to your goals, it just doesn't work that way. You see, your journey is yours alone. It's a path you need to walk, even if your feet ache and your heart trembles. It's your choice to rise up, to speak up, to show up, even if no one else is watching. Nobody cares. That's the bitter truth that hits hard, but also frees you. Because once you accept it, you realize how much power you have within you. Nobody is watching you as closely as you think. Nobody is waiting to see whether you succeed or fail. And honestly, that's a blessing in disguise. When nobody cares, you're free to care for yourself, to nurture your own growth, to take the steps you've been too afraid to take, because you thought someone was watching. We're raised to seek validation, to crave those golden stars of approval. But what happens when no one is handing them out? You start handing them to yourself. You become your own audience, your own cheerleader, your own best friend. And that's how it should be. When you realize that nobody cares, you stop looking around for answers. You stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to try. You stop waiting for applause before you take the stage, because the stage is yours. The script is yours. And the only voice you need to hear is the one inside you saying, do it for you. Every time you wait for someone else to show up for you, you're giving them the keys to your dreams. You're putting your own life on hold while they figure out their own. That's a recipe for frustration, for bitterness, for a life half-lived. But when you decide to do it for yourself, everything changes. The moment you decide that your dreams are yours alone, you take back control. You stop being a character in someone else's story and start writing your own chapters. You stop measuring your worth by the weight of other people's opinions and start measuring it by your own sense of fulfillment. It's a quiet, unglamorous truth, but it's where real power lies. You don't need someone else to tell you you're good enough. You don't need a round of applause to start moving. All you need is the courage to stand up, even if you're the only one standing. There's a kind of beauty in doing something for yourself. In the early mornings when no one else is awake. In the late nights when the world is asleep and you're still dreaming. In the small victories that no one else sees. Those moments are yours. They're real, and they matter. When you do it for yourself, you're no longer a prisoner of other people's expectations. You're not a puppet dancing for a crowd. You're a human being, flawed and whole, worthy and enough. Simply because you're trying, and that's something to be proud of. Remember, life is not about impressing strangers or meeting someone else's standard. It's about living with integrity, about waking up each day and choosing to keep going even if nobody notices. Because you notice, you see the effort, you feel the growth. So stop waiting for the world to care. Stop waiting for the world to catch up. Do it for you, and keep doing it. Again and again, until it's no longer a question of who's watching. Because in the end, you're the one who lives with the choices you make. You're the one who knows the journey. You're the one who owns the triumph, the failure, and everything in between. Do it for yourself. The world has its own battles. People wake up every morning with burdens on their shoulders and worries in their hearts. They have deadlines to meet, families to feed, dreams to chase, and fears to conquer. It is easy to forget this when you are caught in your own struggles, thinking that everyone is looking at you, measuring your progress, and judging your choices. But in reality, they are too busy trying to keep their own heads above water. They are too busy tending to their own fires to notice the flicker of yours. We live in a world where everyone is fighting a silent war. Some battles are loud and visible, but most are quiet and hidden beneath the surface. The colleague who seems distracted, maybe he is worried about his sick parent. The friend who did not call back. Maybe she is drowning in her own worries. The stranger who brushed past you without a glance. Maybe he is battling thoughts that would break your heart if you knew them. Everyone is busy carrying their own weight. When you understand this, you start to realize that the world owes you nothing. Nobody owes you attention, and nobody owes you applause. It sounds harsh, but it is liberating. It sets you free from the constant need to be seen, to be validated, to be held. You begin to see that it is your job to be there for yourself, because everyone else is too occupied trying to do the same for themselves. This understanding does not make you bitter, it makes you wise. It helps you see the truth in the quiet spaces between conversations. It helps you find patience for the people who forget to notice you, who fail to acknowledge your efforts, who have no idea how hard you are trying. Because they are not heartless, they are just overwhelmed by their own challenges. The world's battles do not lessen yours, but they do teach you something vital: perspective. They teach you that everyone is climbing their own mountain, and that you cannot always expect someone to stop and notice the way you are struggling up yours. You learn to stop comparing scars and start tending to your own wounds. You learn to stop demanding a place in someone else's story and start writing your own. In a world where everyone has something to prove and something to hide, kindness becomes a rare treasure. It is a choice you make when you realize how hard it is for everyone else too. It is a light you carry in your own hands, even if no one else sees it. It is a reminder that while the world is busy fighting its own battles, you can choose to be gentle with yourself. People will not always understand your journey because they are too busy surviving their own. They will not always see the nights you spent awake, the mornings you woke up tired, but still determined to move forward. They will not always see the cracks in your smile or the quiet tears you swallow. And that is okay. You are not here to be seen. You are here to live. You are not here to wait for someone to make space for you. You are here to carve out your own space, even if it is just a small corner of peace in a world of noise. You are here to do the best you can with what you have, even if no one else notices. You are here to keep going, because that is what courage looks like, not the absence of fear, but the choice to keep moving despite it. The world has its own battle. That truth will sting some days and set you free on others. It will remind you that you are not alone in your struggle, even if it feels like it. It will remind you that everyone is carrying something heavy, and that your own load is yours to bear with as much grace as you can find. You will learn to respect the silent strength in others, and the quiet resolve in yourself. You will learn to give yourself permission to be human, to be messy, to be real. You will learn to stop waiting for the world to care, and start caring for yourself in the ways that matter. Don't wait for permission. This is the lesson that can change everything if you are willing to let it sink into your bones. Because so many of us grow up thinking we need someone else to say yes before we can begin. We look for a nod, a sign, a green light from the people around us. We wait for someone to tell us that our dreams are worth chasing, that our ideas are good enough, that we are allowed to try. But the truth is, no one else can give you that permission. No one else can decide what you're capable of or what you deserve. That power belongs to you alone. It is easy to forget this when the world keeps trying to put you in a box, when you are surrounded by voices telling you to be realistic, to play it safe, to stick to the script. They mean well, most of them, but their caution is not your calling. Their fears are not your own. Their doubts are not your destiny. You have to decide that you are allowed to live the life you want, even if no one else understands it, even if it scares you more than anything else ever has. Waiting for permission is a trap. It is a way to keep yourself small. Because small feels safe. It is a way to protect yourself from the sting of rejection, from the pain of failure, from the discomfort of being seen. But in the end, it is just another way to hold yourself back, to stay stuck in the same place, year after year, while the world spins on without you. When you stop waiting for permission, you start to see how much freedom you really have. You realize that no one else gets to decide what your life is supposed to look like. No one else gets to write your story for you. You learn to trust your own instincts, to follow your own path, to listen to the quiet voice inside you that says, I want this, I am ready to try. You do not have to be the loudest person in the room to know what you want. You do not have to be the smartest or the most talented or the most confident. You just have to be willing to show up for yourself, to say yes to the life that calls to you, even if it does not make sense to anyone else. That is how you find your courage, not by waiting for it to be given to you, but by deciding that you will take it for yourself. There is no magic moment when the world will suddenly open up and say, now you are allowed. There is only this moment, this breath, this choice to stand up, to speak out, to step forward into the unknown, to say, I will not wait anymore. I will not ask for permission to be who I am meant to be. This is not about being reckless or careless. It is about being true. It is about owning the fact that you have one life, one chance, one shot to make it count. It is about refusing to waste it, trying to fit into someone else's idea of what is possible. It is about honoring your own heart, even if it beats out of rhythm with the world around you. You do not need a round of applause to begin. You do not need a map or a mentor or 100 voices cheering you on. You need to remember that you are enough, that you have always been enough, and that you have every right to take up space in this world. You need to remember that your dreams are not silly or selfish or impossible. They are yours, and that is reason enough to fight for them. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for someone else to tell you that it is okay to want more, to be more, to do more. Because the truth is, the only permission that matters is the one you give yourself. It is the moment you decide that you are done playing small, done waiting for someone else to tell you it is time, done living in the shadows of what could be. It is the moment you step into the light and say, I am here and I am ready. Dreams matter when you believe in them. This is the quiet truth that too many people forget in the noise of the world. Because dreams can feel like fragile things, like paper boats on a stormy sea. They are delicate, easily dismissed by those who do not understand them, easily crushed by the weight of other people's doubts. But the moment you decide that your dreams matter, they begin to take shape. They begin to grow roots in your heart, even if no one else can see them. It is not the size of your dream that makes it real. It is the weight of your belief. It is the way you hold on to it when everything around you seems to be pulling it apart. The way you nurture it with your hope, your effort, your quiet determination. Belief is the spark that turns an idea into a plan into an action, and an action into a life that is yours alone. People will tell you that dreams are foolish, that they are luxuries you cannot afford, that they are distractions from the real world. They will tell you to grow up, to settle down, to stop reaching for something that seems so far away. But they are not the ones who feel the ache in your chest when you think about the life you want to live. They are not the ones who wake up at night with a fire in their bones, a whisper in their mind that says, this is who I am meant to be. You do not need anyone else's permission to believe in your dreams. You do not need them to make sense to anyone else. Because the truth is, the world will always have room for another dreamer, another person brave enough to say, I believe in this, even if no one else does. Your belief gives your dream strength. It gives it breath. When you believe in your dreams, you start to treat them differently. You stop talking about them like they are someday wishes and start working on them like they are today's reality. You make space for them in your life, in your thoughts, in your daily choices. You let them guide you, even when the path is unclear. It is not easy to hold on to a dream when the world tells you to let it go. It takes courage to keep going when the road is hard and the destination feels so far away. It takes faith to keep showing up for something that has not yet taken shape, to keep tending to something that no one else can see. But that is what belief is, a quiet act of defiance, a promise you make to yourself. Belief does not mean you will never doubt, never fear, never stumble. It means you will not give up, even when you are afraid. It means you will keep choosing your dream over and over again. Because you know in your heart that it matters. Your dreams deserve that faith. They deserve the chance to become something real. They deserve the effort it takes to bring them to life. Because your dreams are a part of you. They are the truth you carry in your heart, the secret wish you whisper when no one else is listening. And they are worth fighting for. When you believe in your dreams, you begin to see the world differently. You start to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You start to see hope where others see only reasons to give up. Your dreams become the compass that guides you forward, the light that keeps you moving, even when everything else fades into darkness. Dreams matter when you believe in them. They are the promise you make to yourself that you will not settle, that you will not shrink, that you will not stop reaching for something more. They are the quiet force that pushes you to keep going, to keep trying, to keep showing up for yourself, even on the days when the world is loud with doubt and fear. Because in the end, it is not the world's belief that will carry you through. It is you. Keep going, even if no one notices. This is the quiet battle that every dreamer, every fighter, every believer must face. It is the choice to keep moving forward, even when the world seems blind to the work you are doing. Because there will be days when it feels like you are invisible, like your effort is just a whisper in a crowded room. There will be days when it feels like no one sees how hard you are trying, how much you are giving, how much it costs you just to keep going. On those days, it is easy to wonder if it is worth it. It is easy to think that if no one sees your struggle, then maybe it does not matter. Maybe you should just stop, step back, and let the dream fade away. But let me tell you this, your work matters, even if no one else sees it. It matters even if no one else says thank you. Your journey matters, even if you are the only one walking it. You do not need an audience to be valid. You do not need applause to be enough. You just need to know in your own heart that you are doing what you were meant to do. Because in the end, the only person who will live with the choices you make is you. And that is reason enough to keep going. There is a quiet power in persistence, a strength that comes from refusing to give up when it would be easier to stop. Every step you take, every time you get back up after falling down, every moment you keep going, even when you feel like you have nothing left, that is the mark of someone who is not defined by the world's attention, but by their own commitment. People may not notice the early mornings or the late nights, the sacrifices you make, the doubts you fight. They may not see the fear you swallow or the courage you find in the quiet, but you see it, and that is what matters most. Because when you keep going, you are building something that belongs to you. You are building a life that is yours alone, crafted from your own effort and your own choices. Keep going, even if it feels like no one else cares, because one day you will look back and see how far you have come. You will see the strength you found in the struggle, the grace you carried in the silence, the fire that kept you moving when everything else said stop. You will see that your journey was never about being seen. It was about becoming who you are meant to be. It takes courage to keep moving when the world is quiet. It takes faith to keep showing up when the path is lonely. It takes heart to keep giving your best when no one is watching. But those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments that make you strong enough to stand on your own. Do not let the silence fool you into thinking your work does not matter. Do not let the absence of applause convince you to stop, because the truth is, the most important work you will ever do is the work you do when no one else is watching. That is the work that builds your character, your resilience, your sense of self. Keep going because you owe it to yourself, not because you owe it to anyone else. Keep going because there is something inside you that knows this is your path, even if no one else can see it. Keep going because you believe in the person you are becoming, and that belief is worth more than any round of applause. Your journey is yours. Your effort is yours. Your dreams are yours. And no matter how quiet the world may be, you have every right to keep moving forward. Solitude is a chance to connect with yourself. It is the quiet space where you learn to hear your own thoughts, where you find your own heartbeat in the silence. It is not loneliness, though it might feel like it at first. It is not emptiness, though it might seem that way to those who have never learned how to be alone. It is a gift, one that too many people overlook because they are too busy chasing noise and company and constant chatter to ever truly sit with themselves. Solitude asks you to slow down, to pause the endless rush of the world and just be, to notice the small things you never see when you are surrounded by distractions. The way the light falls on your face in the morning, the way your breath moves in and out, steady and sure, the way your mind wanders to the things that really matter when no one else is filling your head with their own ideas and opinions. When you are alone, you meet yourself in a way that is impossible when you are surrounded by other voices. You meet the parts of yourself that are usually drowned out by the noise of the world. The dreams you hide because you are afraid they are too big. The fears you bury because you do not want anyone else to see them. The quiet hopes that keep you moving forward, even on the days when it feels like you are walking in circles. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a chance to remember who you are beneath all the roles you play, beneath all the masks you wear for the world. It is a chance to remember that you are not just someone's friend, someone's child, someone's partner. You are your own person, with your own thoughts and your own soul, and that matters. In the quiet, you start to see what you really need. You start to hear the whispers of your own heart telling you what you want, what you love, what you fear. You start to see the places where you have been lying to yourself, the places where you have been too afraid to admit what you really want, and in that honesty, you find freedom. It is easy to be afraid of solitude, to fill every moment with noise, so you do not have to face the quiet. But when you learn to sit with it, you learn that there is nothing to fear. You learn that you are enough, just as you are. That you do not need to prove yourself to anyone else in that moment. That you do not need to be perfect or put together or impressive. You just need to be. Solitude is not about cutting yourself off from the world. It is about finding a place of peace within yourself, so you can come back to the world with more to give. It is about learning to trust your own mind, to be your own friend, to stand on your own feet without waiting for someone else to hold you up. When you embrace solitude, you start to see that the best conversations are the ones you have with yourself. The best comfort is the comfort you learn to give yourself. The best strength is the strength that comes from knowing you can face the world alone, if you have to. Solitude is not always easy, and it is not always comfortable, but it is always worth it, because it is in those quiet moments that you learn the most about yourself. You learn what you believe in, what you care about, what you are willing to fight for. You learn that you are not defined by what others think of you, that you are not here to live someone else's story. In the stillness, you find the courage to keep going. You find the clarity to see the path ahead. You find the peace that comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you will always have yourself, and that is enough. Start your journey no matter what. This is the simple truth that sounds so easy to say, but is so hard to live by. Because let's be honest, it is never the perfect time. There is never a moment when the sky is clear, the road is smooth, and the applause is already waiting for you. Life is messy, it is noisy and uncertain. And if you keep waiting for the stars to align, you will be waiting forever. The first step is always the hardest. Your feet feel heavy, your heart pounds with fear, and your mind is full of doubts. You wonder if you are good enough, if you are ready, if you will fail. But let me tell you this, those questions will never go away completely. They are the price of wanting something real. They are the proof that you care. The world will keep telling you to wait, to be cautious, to be careful. But if you keep listening, you will never take the leap. You will watch your dreams fade into the background until they are just whispers you hear at night, too faint to follow. You will watch the days slip by like pages in a book you never had the courage to read. Start anyway, because the only person who can decide when it is time is you. And time is not something you can borrow or buy back later. It is here right now, waiting for you to show up. The truth is, you do not have to be completely sure. You do not have to have all the answers. You just have to start. When you begin, the path may not be clear. You might stumble, you might fall, and you might feel lost. But that is part of it. That is how you learn. That is how you grow. Each step teaches you something you could never learn by standing still. Each mistake shapes you into someone braver, wiser, and more real. You do not need to know how the story will end. You just need to have the courage to write the first line. To say, I am here, I am trying, I will not let fear keep me small. Because fear is a liar. It will tell you to wait until you are perfect. But perfection is a myth. It will tell you that you are not enough. But you already are. Start your journey, even if no one else understands it. Even if people around you roll their eyes or shake their heads, they are not the ones who will live with the choices you make. They are not the ones who will feel the quiet joy of knowing you followed your own path. You are the one who will wake up in the morning with your own dreams in your hands. Do not let doubt talk you out of living. Do not let the fear of failing steal your chance to try. Because failure is not the end. It is just another step, another lesson, another chapter in the story you are writing. And every chapter matters, even the messy ones, even the ones that leave you breathless and bruised. When you start your journey, you learn to trust yourself in ways you never thought possible. You learn that you are stronger than your fear, braver than your doubts, and more capable than you ever gave yourself credit for. You learn that the world is not waiting to give you permission. It is waiting for you to show up and claim your place. Start your journey. Start today. Start even if you are trembling, even if you feel unworthy. Because the truth is, the moment you take that first step, you are already becoming the person you were meant to be. You are already proving to yourself that you are not defined by your fear. You are defined by the way you keep moving forward, even when it is hard, even when it is scary, even when the path ahead is nothing but a question mark and a prayer. You're worthy because you believe it. This is the quiet truth that can change everything. Yet it is often the hardest to embrace. We live in a world that loves to measure worth in applause and praise, in likes and shares, in the nods of strangers and the approval of people who do not even know your name. It is so easy to get caught up in that noise, to let it drown out the simple truth that your worth is not something anyone else can give you. It is something that comes from within, from the quiet conviction that you matter because you say you do. When you decide to believe in your own worth, everything starts to change. You stop looking around for permission to take up space. You stop asking for someone else to tell you that you are enough. You start to see that your value does not rise and fall with the opinions of others. It does not depend on what you achieve or how you look or who decides to notice you. It is there, constant and steady, even in the quietest moments. This belief in your worth is not about arrogance or pride. It is about knowing that you are here for a reason, that your voice and your presence have weight and meaning. It is about refusing to let the world shrink you down to something smaller than you are. It is about knowing that you have something to give, something to say, something to become, and that is enough. It is a daily choice, this belief in your worth. It is something you have to remind yourself when the world is loud with doubt and fear, when you feel like you are not enough, when you feel like you do not belong. You have to look in the mirror and say, I am yours, and I am enough. You have to hold on to that truth, even if no one else can see it, even if no one else says it. Believing in your worth does not mean you will never feel small or afraid. It means that even in those moments, you will not let those feelings define you. You will not let them keep you from trying, from speaking, from living. Because your worth is not measured in the absence of fear or doubt. It is measured in the way you keep showing up for yourself, in the way you keep choosing to believe in your own voice, even when it trembles. When you know your worth, you start to move through the world differently. You stop apologizing for taking up space. You stop trying to fit into molds that were never meant for you. You start to trust your instincts, to follow the quiet voice inside you that says, this is who I am, and that is enough. This is not a lesson that comes easily. It is something you have to learn over and over again, in the quiet moments, when the world has gone still, in the late nights when your doubts are loudest, in the small choices you make every day to honor your own heart. Even when it feels like no one else is watching. You're worthy because you say you are. You're worthy because you have chosen to believe it, even when it feels like the world is blind to it. You're worthy because you are alive and breathing and growing, and that alone is enough to claim your place here. When you start to believe in your own worth, you stop needing the world to believe it for you. You stop handing your power to people who do not know your story. You start to see that you are not here to earn anyone's approval. You are here to live, to create, to be. Your worth is not a question mark waiting for someone else to answer. It is a truth that you carry in your bones, a light that burns quietly within you, no matter who else sees it. When you decide to believe in that light, you give yourself permission to shine, even when the world is dark. You give yourself permission to be everything you already are, everything you are still becoming.
Oh yeah. Wait for me, girl, wait for me. Wait for me, world, wait for me. I'm chasing dreams, can't you see? I'm just a man, but I'm running free. Gonna keep running till the stars come down. I'll chase that moon till the morning's found. Wait for me, butterfly, wait for me. I'm just trying to set you free. Wait for me, worries, wait for me. I'm only human, just let me be, let me be. Gonna keep running till the stars come down. I'll chase that moon till the morning's found. I said, oh yeah, the sugar's gonna bring me to life. I said, oh yeah, the sugar's gonna make it alright. Give me that sweet apple pie. keep running till the stars come down. Chasing the moon, I won't slow down. Wait for me, butterfly, wait for me. I'm just trying to set you free. Wait for me, troubles, wait for me. I'm only human, just let me be, let me be. Gonna keep running till the stars come down. I chase that moon till the morning's found. And I won't stop till I do, yeah. Gonna keep running till the stars come down. I chase that moon till the morning's found.